About to drive through Marshall, so we'll go ahead and give you a little update here. Probably a shot about, I was going to say 10 weeks after the flood, something like that. So this is one end of the downtown Marshall area. And over here you can see the island, which was hit pretty hard. And it's almost like, this is Zuma, by the way. They're one of the most popular restaurants in town. Star Diner, which is a real popular restaurant here. Then the Madison Natural Food Store, which is where Sean and I go every day, pretty much every day during the week to get lunch or a snack. In all these buildings, you can see the wood floors. If they had wood floors, they were pretty much removed. I think a couple of the buildings were able to salvage that. There's the fire station, Madco Brew House, which has excellent pizza if you're ever around. And then the Main Street Cafe, which Moundsy there a bunch. And then look at the wood floors again here. And there's Zuma Cafe that's boarded up. It's almost like the more we clean up, the more we realize how bad it is. Because now all the stores are getting boarded up. Here's our church over here. What's happening?
I'm just finishing up.
How's it looking in there?
Pretty good.
Did we going back with the pews or chairs?
No.
Don't know?
Haven't heard yet.
Smarter people than us could decide that. Anyway, that's our church. It's an old school church that has pews, but there was a vote to see if we're going to go to chairs or not.
What'd you vote for?
I actually didn't vote because I don't want to sway it because it doesn't matter to me. I was going to let the people who've been there a while make that decision. I like the chairs personally, but if there's folks who've been there for 30 years, I don't want to sway the decision away from them. But anyway, yeah. We'll see. The great chair debate. There's the old, I call it the sheriff's office, the police department. And then this from here on down is just completely washed out. It's really sad.
This all used to be like a bunch of buildings and stuff, and now all that's caved in and gone.
Completely.
That train used to be all the way back in town.
Wasn't that like a radio station or something?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the depot, which was here. That's the stage.
Depot got washed away.
You can Google the depot in Marshall, North Carolina. There's our thank you for visiting sign. And you could see it was a very popular place to hang out for. A lot of the older folks would go there and they would do, I don't know if it's called line dancing or square dancing or what it was. They would have like bluegrass bands come in and
every Friday night is what we would do.
We never actually went down there. Now I kind of regret that we never did, but oh my gosh, I almost hit those rocks. That would have been great on the Instagram stories, me ramming the truck into Boulder. But yeah, and that's our office over there across the river. Personally, we didn't really have any losses from the flood. I thought that was basic. But we did lose our office, which is on the bottom floor of that building there, the Capitola building, which is quickly getting renovated. I think we'll be back in a week or two. Look at all these cars, Madeline. They're crazy. One day I went and took a bunch of pictures down the river. Actually going to post them today if I remember, but it was all just vehicles. It was all just vehicle shots, and I probably should go back and post those because it really shows the power of the flood. And this was, it was 10 feet underwater here. We would be underwater right now if we were driving through here with the flood. But some of these buildings, like the old post office, I don't know if they're gonna, is it worth rebuilding or just redoing? I don't know. We'll see what happens.
There's the church.
And I do feel like there's a little more life here. There's a lot of cars here today for some reason. Some days you come through, it's like a ghost town. Some days it's, you know, for downtown Marshall, this is hustle and bustling. It used to be a lot better than this. We'll go over the river here, give everybody a good shot of the river. So this is the French Broad River. So this is the French Broad River here. This is where all the flooding happened. So any tributary off of the French Broad River, anything on the water up around here was really bad. And we were standing on this bridge.
The Friday after the flood.
Yeah.
While it was still flooding.
Yeah, right here where our truck is, the water was starting to come over, but we were standing on the peak over here. But it was quickly coming up here, and our office was already underwater, so we got some great footage of that. Oh, there's a good shot of the island before we forget, before we get out of rain. This is a very popular island. It's got an Indian name, which I cannot pronounce. I've given up.
Hassett.
What is it called?
Hassett Island.
Hassett?
Yeah.
Okay. And very popular hangout. It will be again right now. It's just all dirt. It's crazy how when the flood came and then it receded, how much mud and dirt there was. Mm-hmm. Everything was covered. I mean, even downtown had
at least a foot thick of mud.
It was insane. It was even hard to walk, and just to clean up that mud took forever. And then it dried out and it became this really fine silt, like almost like baby powder, which got everywhere. And, you know, we were wearing masks and everything because who knows what's in it. Plus, you don't want that stuff in your lungs anyway, I guess. But now it's getting kind of clean. It's rained a few times. I don't think we've had a really good rain, Madeline, since... Have we had a really good rain?
I mean, we had like a thunderstorm for a little while, but it didn't last long.
We have not had a really heavy full day. We really need it too, because that dust is still everywhere. But it's funny, since the flood, we really haven't had anything like that. We've had a little dusting of snow, but maybe we'll get some rain, maybe not. So we're driving up to our cabin. So we live about
4 miles up the road.
Yeah, 4 miles up this hill. So as you can see, as we go up here, we were in no danger of the flood at all. We did lose power. We did have some wind damage, but very minor, like to trees and stuff. So we were super lucky. But we were fortunate in that after the flood, we were able to help others with some food and water and batteries. So we got our power on after 4 days. We were able to, go into town to take people's phones and charge them here, or their backup batteries or whatever. We charged this guy's medical device. I can't remember what it was, but so we were able to help that way and bring people food. There were people stuck in our office building on the second floor. Yeah, on the second and third floor that had they had little food, they had little water, so we would bring them stuff every day. It was crazy. There was no way to get to them. The cavalry, which we learned really is don't rely on that. Make sure you stock up on some food and water and batteries, candles, and if you don't have an AM/FM radio, please get one. You can order one on Amazon pretty cheap, or find one at a thrift store. These kind of little things, we already had a lot of that stuff, but they were a huge help. So